name is Emily Laurent Henderson, and I'm the Associate Curator, Indigenous Art and Culture at the McMichael Canadian Art Collection. The way I identify on my father's side, I'm a Kalaalleq woman, so I'm coming from the southwest coast of Greenland, where my father is, and then on my mother's side, seven-generation settler from Ontario. I always try to see from these different perspectives that I'm very lucky to be able to embody. Worlds on paper, it's simultaneously a play on words. It's like works on paper, worlds on paper. But it is also this idea that artists, especially in these early generations between 1959 and 1990, they're very rapidly translating out their world as they know it, as they are seeing it change onto paper.
The main thing that I would want people to take away from the show is a sense of relationship and connection to both the art and the artists. I've really focused heavily on artists' work that shows their memories or stories from their own life, or even depictions of their loved ones. And creating a sense of human connection, I think, is really, really important and a very central part of this show. So Kenai Studios was founded in 1959, and it's a faction of WEBEC, or West Baffin Eskimo Cooperative. As an aside, that is a term. The term Eskimo is not a term that is broadly used in everyday conversation, but it does remain an important part of the legacy of WEBEC, and it continues to be a part of their name today. Formed in 1959, Kenai Studios was a collaboration between Inuit artists and art experts and dealers from the South. The early studios focused on a graphic art making style that translated well into prints, and the works in this archive of 90,000 were intended to be produced as a first step in the printmaking process. And of these 90,000 works, only about just over 2,000 works were ever actually produced into prints during this time period. So this is a really special archive of the works that were produced in studio that didn't necessarily make it to market. And so we get to see an interesting process here where there are works that haven't made it through the many steps of the editorial process that would have been occurring at this time. And so this is works that are firsthand. Sometimes they're works that are just for the artist's own enjoyment or pleasure, or to experiment with different styles, or to memory keep or keep records for themselves. And so we get to see an interesting firsthand experience of what people were going through on a day-to-day basis. I hope that when Inuit see this show, they're able to see aspects of daily life that they recognize, either from their own lived experiences or from stories that may have been passed down to them about the way that maybe their grandmother would have prepared a skin or would have prepared a meal. And then for non-Inuit to see, I think, something that we don't often see in Inuit art, which is, or we don't expect from Inuit art in this era, which is people's daily personal lives.